What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with a beginner guitar tutorial for I Forgot That You Existed by Taylor Swift. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button and let me know down in the comments below what are the songs from Taylor Swift's new album Lover that you want to learn on guitar. Guys, the first thing that you want to know to play I Forgot That You Existed on guitar is that in order to get rid of some bar chords and keep this as beginner friendly as possible, we're going to capo up to 3rd fret. And if you don't have a capo, I'll have a link to get this capo for free right up here. The next thing that you want to know to play I Forgot That You Existed is the structure of this song. We're going to start with a verse, then go to pre-chorus, then chorus, then verse, pre-chorus, chorus again. Then we're going to have a very short little bridge, and we're going to finish up with one last chorus to take us out of the song. And the last thing you want to know before we dive into I Forgot That You Existed is the 7 chords that we need to play this song. The first one is D. The next one is D over F sharp. The next one is G. The next one is A. The next one is D over C sharp. The next one is B minor 7. And the last one is A over E. And I'll have chord charts for all of those in the pinned comment below for those of you who need them. And with all that in mind, guys, let's dive into I Forgot That You Existed. Man, this is just one of those songs that I didn't love at first on Lover, but the more that I've listened to it, the more I've started to love it. It's just so fun and sassy, and despite there being so many chords, those 7 chords that we need to know to play this song, it's actually still very beginner friendly. We're going to walk through that step by step. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is what we're playing for our verses and our choruses, which is actually the majority of this song. So what we're going to have is we're going to have one chord progression, one very simple strum pattern, and a little picking thing that I'll show you in just a second. So let's walk through this. First, let's take a look at our chord progression. Our chord progression is going to be D over F sharp, and then G, and A. And that's going to be our chord progression for all of our verses and choruses. But there's a few little interesting things here, so we're going to walk through it chord by chord. Our strum pattern for each chord is just going to be a single, quick, choppy down strum for each chord. So just about like that for each chord. So like I said, there's a little bit of an interesting quirk in here and a little bit of interesting stuff on the timing, so let's walk through this chord by chord. So what we're going to do is we're going to go D, and then D over F sharp, pretty quick, so we'll go about like that. And then after that, what we're going to do is we'll have this little, very short picking walk up. All that's going to be is we're going to do an open low E, hammer on to 2nd fret, just like that. And then we're going to very quickly go to our G chord. So that whole motion, just like that. And we'll have a little pause, and then we're going to go back to that A chord down there, just like that. And that is that chord progression, little picking thing, and strum pattern that's going to repeat over and over again through all of our verses and choruses. So one more little walkthrough of what that'll look like is about like this. We'll go D over F sharp, walk up into the G, and then A. Just like that, and that little progression with that little walk-up picking pattern and that super simple strum pattern is going to repeat through all of our verses and choruses. So most of the song. So guys, a couple of times full speed through that chord progression, picking pattern, strum pattern combo that we're going to play through all of our verses and choruses on I Forgot That You Existed will look about like this. And from there, guys, we're into what's being played for our pre-choruses. For our pre-choruses, we're just going to have one chord progression and one strum pattern, and we'll play it once through for each pre-chorus. Now, this chord progression is going to look super intimidating, but I promise it's not as difficult as it seems. It's just one of those things that you got to play through a couple of times, get your fingers around it, and then you kind of get a vibe for it. It's not as tough as it looks. So let's break down that chord progression. We're going to start with the D chord, and then go to D over C sharp, and then B minor 7, and then we're going to have G, and then D over F sharp, and then A over E. And And that chord progression is just going to repeat or play once through for each pre-chorus. And you might already be able to tell, but we're just going to have a single down strum for each one of those chords. Now, like I said, the chord shapes are a little bit funky. They might be new to some of you beginners out there, but I promise they're not as difficult as they seem. They're just probably ones that you might have to practice just a little bit. The only tricky part about this pre-chorus is it's kind of fast. So what we're going to do is we'll go like this. It's kind of broken into two parts. We'll go D, D over C sharp, B minor 7 pretty quickly. And then there's a little pause where that comma is. And then we go to G, D over F sharp, and then A over E. And we let that A over E hang out into the choruses. And so it's pretty quick, about full speed. It looks about like this. We'll go. Just about like that. Now, again, that looks super intimidating on paper. The chord progression and all that and the quick transitions probably look really intimidating, but even I had to just practice that a couple of times and just go over it a couple of times to be able to play that full speed. So don't be too intimidated by it. If you need to work up to that speed, that's totally normal and totally recommended. So, guys, I'm going to play through this a couple of times just so that you guys can see exactly what it looks like. But just remember, for each pre-chorus in the actual song, we're only going to play through it once. But I'm going to play through it a couple of times just so you guys can jam along. So a couple of times through that pre-chorus chord progression and strum pattern will look about like this. And guys, the last thing that you need to know to play I Forgot That You Existed on guitar is the bridge. We have a very, very short bridge towards the end of this song. It's just one chord progression and a strum pattern. Very easy. You guys will have no problem with this at all. Our chord progression for bridge is going to be G, B minor 7, A, and A again. And we're just going to do a single down strum for each one of those chords with a little bit of space in between it. So really, really simple, but it'll sound something like this. We'll go down, 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 down. Just about like that, and that is just going to play it once, and then we're into that final chorus. It's a very, very short and very easy bridge. So guys, a couple of times, again, through this chord progression and strum pattern, it's going to play on bridge. Remember, we only play it once in the actual song, but I'm going to play through it a couple of times so you guys can jam along. We'll look about like this. And guys, that is everything that you need to know to play I Forgot That You Existed on guitar. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments down below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helped you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 700 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel, and I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, there could not be a more perfect channel for you to check out. If you want to see what song I'm jamming on today or pictures of my dog, you can hit up my Instagram story at @thegroovyguitardude. Link for that will be in the description below. Guys, I Forgot That You Existed is one of those songs that the first time I heard it, I was like, I don't know, man, not crazy about it. But the more that I've listened to it, the more I love it. It's sassy and it's fun to play. And it really is actually more beginner friendly than it sounds. I know those 7 chords sound really intimidating, especially the variations of the D chord are probably pretty intimidating for the beginners out there, but they're not too terribly hard. Most of those are fairly common chords, and they're ones that once you have them down, they're really easy. So it's a little bit of a stretch, but you guys got this. Like I said, that little chord progression, strum pattern, picking thing that we're playing for the verses and choruses, that's what's going to repeat through most of this song. What we're playing for pre-chorus, what we're playing for bridge are both very small portions of this song. So if you can get that one main chord progression thing for verse and chorus down, that's what's repeating through most of the song. And then, like I said, the pre-chorus is kind of fast, But other than that, it's not too bad. It's just one of those things you gotta do a couple of times and get your head around it, get your hands around it, and get used to the movements on it, and you'll have it down no problem. Always, as always, practice is key with that. It's just one of those things repetition will help a lot with. So guys, I had a lot of fun learning this song. I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning it as well, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all soon.